friends and or acquaintances of the internet, and welcome back to my channel. More specifically, welcome back to today's video.
1, 2, 3, let's switch this up.
I thought it would be fun to kind of start a little sit-down series and just kind of talk about certain things and share my opinion, explain why I feel the way that I do, and just open up more of a discussion when it comes to certain things. And I talked a lot about this on Instagram, so if you do not follow me on Instagram, let me fill you in. Since I wanted to start this chatty sit-down series, I wanted a cute, catchy name for it, and I could not for the life of me come up with anything because I lack all things creativity. So I turned to Instagram and I asked, one, if you guys would even be interested in this type of content, and two, if so, what would be a cute, fun name? The twist to this that where basically all of my Instagram followers may know, but I know not all of my YouTube followers follow me on Instagram or even have Instagram accounts. So I basically asked you guys what the title of this series should be called. I got a lot of good suggestions. However, I narrowed it down to 4 and I had everybody on my Instagram kind of vote for what they picked. And ultimately the winner ended up being Haylee's Highlights. It's cute, it's catchy, and it goes along with the series because, and let me just address the elephant in the room, I partake in marijuana. I smoke the devil's lettuce. I started being more vocal about smoking I want to say for a couple of years now, and it's been great not having to hide the fact that I enjoy. So during this series, I will be high. I also know that this can be a taboo subject because is not really legal in a lot of parts of the world. For where I live, I am in the United States. I live in Colorado, and for the state of Colorado, if you are over the age of 21, you can use recreational, or if you are 18 with like a medical card, you can access medical. I also do want to say that I enjoy for my anxiety aspects. The medical purpose behind is amazing and it has done a lot for me. However, I'm not just gonna sit here and say that I smoke it for the medical benefits. I do enjoy the high that I get off of it. I do enjoy relaxing. So it is currently nighttime. My kiddos are in bed. This is usually the time that I will take and I will smoke from my pen and just start to relax. So I set up my little studio area. But with all that being said, with getting the introduction out of the way, let's jump into today's video and the first video of this series, and I'm so excited. I have my little wax pen right here. I am currently smoking Durban Poison. I believe it's like 79.6% THC, which is honestly on the low end for me. But it's still good and it still does the job. So I am definitely gonna take more hits throughout this video, but those two, whoops, let's go. I did want to write out a script, but ultimately I didn't get around to doing it. But I do have like little bullet points, and I'm gonna do my absolute best to kind of keep them in order and keep them relevant, because some of the stuff seems to be going all over the place. However, it comes back to like one common issue. Nowadays, social media is huge. Everybody's got it, and there are becoming more and more ways for people to make an income off of social media, the internet, etc. So there's a lot of problematic issues when it comes to just like the internet in general, obviously, but let's specifically hone in on the not just family vloggers on YouTube, but let's extend to more social media platforms outside of YouTube. Any type of content that involves children on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, anything. You are able to make money on the internet, and if you are smart about it, if you are lucky enough, you could make so much money. And just with the naive thought of family channels filming their day-to-day life as if everything is fine and there's nothing sinister going on. So let's do a little bit of background in case you guys didn't know, or if you just forgot. I used to be a family channel. I vlogged for about 10 years straight, non-stop, just sharing more specifically my oldest life. Once my second born came into the picture, I wasn't so much on YouTube anymore, but I shared everything within reason. I would look at a lot of stuff and be like, oh, that is so incredibly innocent. What may be innocent to most is not 100% innocent in the minds of sick people. With the uprise of people just kind of seeing the light when it comes to family channels and how dangerous it really can be, people are starting to notice things. And these things that are being noticed get called out. And most of the time they're respectful. Obviously you are going to have troll comments who are going to be just assholes about it, and that comes with the territory of being on YouTube. But a lot of the times there are comments that come from concerned viewers that genuinely do worry about the safety of the children. Now, with that lecture out of the way of how not everything is innocent to everybody, I came across this TikTok video and I wanted to share it with you all. We are all gonna watch in awe and in absolute disgust, and then we will come back to the topic that I would like to discuss. So this is a TikTok. I will link the original down below if you guys also wanna see it. I do wanna say that if you are a parent, this might make your stomach absolutely turn. So I do want to put in a little trigger warning because I don't want to upset anybody. But after seeing this, I just feel like a lot of people should.
Man, don't be scared, man. Turn the
Face
fuck
of a
around.
monster, beware people.
You out there testing them kids and shit. I didn't do that. Man, turn the fuck around, bro. Quit being scary. Turn around. What's wrong with you? Y'all,
A lot.
y'all see that shit? That what a pedophile look like. Back up, man. Back the fuck up.
Dude, just chill.
It was a little girl, a little boy.
What it was? What's your name?
It was a little girl,
What's your
little
name?
boy.
Give your full name. What's your name?
I
You
wanna
see they
talk.
looking at me stupid, bitch. I'm a...
Hey, chill.
What's
chill.
your name is?
Trevor.
Trevor what?
It's Trevor.
Trevor what?
Morris.
Y'all
Was it a little boy or a little girl?
Little boy, little girl. What it was?
I don't want to talk.
Man. What it was?
A damn potty trading video.
You were going fucking big. Weird.
Boy, you some weirdo.
No, it's not like that.
What it was like then? What they did?
Dude, you're making me anxious as hell
I
right
don't
now.
give a fuck.
Anxious to do what?
Huh?
Anxious to do what?
Not to do anything.
Oh, beat
Dude,
foul. Potty train watching them shits.
It's not like that.
I know it was. Yeah, they know. In that video, that's what it was.
Well, that absolutely just killed my mood. Good news though, he was found not alive soon after. So, but just to clarify, if you didn't understand, in that video there were a bunch of inmates who were teaming up against this, I was gonna say gentlemen, but let's say, like, that's not. They were ganging up on this pile of garbage, and he basically admitted to, basically what he was getting his jollies from was a potty training video. If I remember correctly, after because there was a news source on it, and if I can find it, I will link it, but I believe he was also distributing it as well. So as somebody who shared her daughter's potty training video for the world to see, I will say that I was definitely a lot more respectful. You didn't actually see Hazel on the potty. You never really saw that. I just don't feel right. I don't feel right at all. And I know those videos are taken down and they've been taken down for a while, but it also just kind of really makes me think who did come across those videos. And then I personally feel super disgusting, and I'm actually gonna start crying now. Hearing that, seeing that made me feel super icky. And I feel like all parents watching that can agree, or not even parents. I just think all people who aren't sick in the head can watch that and think, wow, that's really sick. That video is important, and the reason why that video ties into this topic is because a lot recently I've noticed a lot of comments from concerned viewers on other people's pages. Personally, when it comes to reels and pictures, I like to go to the comments. That's my favorite spot, especially with some more of the problematic creators. That's the best place to go. However, I have started to notice an increase in people commenting and pointing out certain things that they find inappropriate, and that they think sick people would also find inappropriate. Like I said, it could be the most simplest of normalest things in the world, and your average everyday pita bread is going to find some sick way to get his jollies off to it. And it's not just the potty training videos. Back in, actually when TikTok first started, there was this issue going around of random accounts requesting parents to have their children get in a bathtub or get submerged in water completely clothed. And you may think oh, that's totally fine, that's totally normal, but unfortunately, there's a for everything. A lot of people don't know, either physically being in wet clothing or seeing another person in wet clothing can be arousing for some people who have a certain type of. I will leave it here because I don't want to get in trouble. I'm actually pretty sure for saying the F word I'll get in trouble, so we're gonna figure this out. My issue with it, however, is there are comments that get commented on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of that kind of stuff when it involves children. And of course, one, they're either concerned and they're saying, hey, this probably isn't safe, or you get some grown men commenting some really weird or inappropriate things. And when you actually take a look at some of the profiles that are actually commenting it is a little alarming with either the type of stuff that they like, the type of stuff that they share, the type of accounts that they follow, and you can very quickly get a sense of something isn't necessarily right here when you have a grown man commenting beautiful on a young girl's picture, and I'm talking younger than like 10, telling them cute. If you're asking, you know, can you show your child in less clothing, that's a problem. And however, these comments get left up, and yes, there are comments calling them out. However, these comments get left up, but when concerned people who are worried about their children, they get taken down, or they have other people who comment under those comments saying you're sick for thinking that, you're sick for trying to sexualize a child, you're sick for being that way, you're so prude, it's a child. And can I just say, like, people who use the word prude and child in the same sentence don't sit right with me. Those two don't correlate. I just feel like children should not be used in the same sentence of prude. I don't really know how to explain it further than that because I am already fried as is. But it just seems really icky to me. It's just not a good word. I hate when people use that word with children. Like, yes, of course we are going to be prude with our children. Just because we don't view our children as objects doesn't mean everybody does. And when you're on a platform and you have a lot of followers, you have that responsibility. And obviously, it's difficult. You can't escape the pita breads. They're everywhere. They are everywhere. I also really hate when people try to use real life versus online. So a lot of people, you know, obviously will try to argue it's like, oh, well, you know, they're anywhere anyway, so what does it matter? People will be like, oh, they're probably at the pool or at the parks. And it's like, yeah, they absolutely probably are. Like, isn't that like disgusting and scary enough? And obviously you can't keep your children in a bubble. And this used to be my argument too. I used to argue with like, well, what's wrong with it? You probably walk past a pita bread once a day. Like, why is it such a big deal when it's like online when it comes to like bathing suit, potty training? Honestly, even like gymnastics, cheer, dance, anything that really puts a child in a position to where they could be. I used to argue with that because for a while I could not just understand the difference. And then it hit me one day. Yeah, pita breads are everywhere. Why would you want to make it easier for them to access? You know, when you go to the pool, it's like, okay, they watch and they're obviously gonna have to like do their best to like do off of memory. Why would they really more so worry about that when they could easily just look up swimming pool vlogs, like bathing suit try-ons or potty training? Why make it easier for them to access, I guess, is my like biggest understanding. Obviously, you know, a lot of people want to argue you can't live in fear, and it's not necessarily living in fear, it's just living with more protection. And again, like I said, people who are watching this, there's probably people who are shaking their heads like, no, it's just a bathing suit, it's just a child. And again, if you're, you know, if that's your thought process, then like, good job, you're a fully functional human being who is not like a complete piece of garbage that needs to be euthanized. Like, that's fantastic. But there are people out there who do need to be put down. There are people out there who do have these sick thoughts. There are people out there who do act on it, and they look like everyday normal people, and that's what's terrifying. I have like questions and requests every so often when I do my Instagram Q&As where people, and I will check out their profiles, and they're like obviously younger, but they will request to see like if Hazel learned a new routine at cheer, or if she's like gotten better with anything when it comes to like perfecting her cartwheels, splits, flips, front handsprings. And even though I know that there are these people specifically who are asking, like, they are normal, they are children, and it's innocent to them, and they just want to see how much she's improved, I wholeheartedly know that there is a possibility that that could be looked at in the wrong way, which is why you guys don't see Hazel in her cheer outfits. You don't see her in her sports bras, her little shorts, her leotards, her one pieces. You guys don't see her in that, and you guys won't see her in that, just because I think she looks awesome, and I do want to share with everybody how amazing she's doing, but at the same time, I don't want to risk somebody looking at her in that way. So those particular milestones will be kept private, and I think that's totally okay. I just want to say to all the people who think, you know, are we the sick ones for thinking this way? Are we the sick ones for worrying about these kids? So I just want to say that no, you are not sick. I know parents are gonna post what parents are gonna post, and they're gonna, you know, do what they want to do. But I do want to say, like, if I do have any of like my old YouTube mom friends watching this, or anybody who currently just has like a public profile, just be careful with what you post. It doesn't really matter how many followers you have either. If your account is like public, it is open for everybody to see. So just beware of that. I know it's a sick thought, but it is a sick world that we live in. That was kind of a bummer. I promise these can get more lighthearted as time goes on, but this has just been really weighing on my mind a lot lately because I've just been seeing it so much. And whereas I understand that there are a lot of followers who want to kind of stand up for a specific YouTube personality, and I get it. A lot of them have a lot of dedicated followers. I know I sure as shit do. I could probably murder somebody, and I would have at least a handful of people trying to like back me up as to why I did it. I get it, but at the same time, we should not be attacking somebody for voicing a concern, especially with how dark and disgusting the internet is. Let's not make this stuff easy for the pita breads to access. I think when it comes to like family vlogging in my past, when it comes down to like regrets, there's definitely a lot that I wish that I could go back on and never posted, and I'm very, very happy that they're taken down. And even though they were posted for a long time, I just pray that they never gotten in the wrong hands, and that's really all I can do. And I also feel as a failure as a mother when it comes to that. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for joining me for Haylee's highlights. I hope this wasn't so incredibly all over the place. It probably was. I will start writing scripts and everything. I just did not have the time to do this, but I really wanted to film my first video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully the next one will be a lot more uppity, cheery. If you guys have any suggestions or any topics that you guys want me to talk about while I'm completely blitzed out of my mind, please let me know, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.